I think by now you might have noticed that my channel, the trend on my channel, I should say, is I'm very much into head-fi, desktop audio. And although I live in a pretty quiet neighborhood, there are times when, well, it just isn't practical to listen to music at the volume I want without the sound of cars, motorcycles, and lawnmowers, leaf blowers that, they just play total havoc with the sound. Yeah, I think Desfi gives you a far more bang for the buck sonic experience than a room full of hi-fi gear and speakers. Now, before I go any further, I ask that you like my videos and subscribe to my channel. It helps support my channel, so hit that like and subscribe button for me. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. In a way, this is a video I should have made when reviewing the topping D70 Pro Octo, but the A70 Pro wasn't available to me at that time. But today it is. And now I could have reviewed the A70 by itself, but it's really meant to pair with the A70 Pro headphone amp. So let me take a moment to thank APOS for providing these on loan. However, all opinions are my own and no one has reviewed this video prior to posting. Now, more information for both are in the description below. I will link my review to the D70 Pro Octo in the description below as well. But to summarize, the D70 Pro Octo comes with 8 Cirrus Logic DAC chips that can support up to 32-bit 768 kHz PCM and DSD512. In addition, it supports Bluetooth 5.1 with LDAC, aptics adaptive, aptics HD, AAC, SBC, all the usual suspects. Also, it has the new Aurora interface, and the D70 offers RCA and XLR outputs and up to a whopping 134 dB of dynamic range. In addition, it has a full color customizable display. As of today, it's on sale for $590 at topping or at APOS, but check it out for yourself as far as the pricing is concerned. But the star of today's show is the topping A70 Pro headphone amp. I should mention either the D70 or the A70 are both available in black or silver. I will say Topping does an excellent job packaging their products for an Apple-esque experience, a premium unboxing experience. And when you open the box, there's a user guide, a quick start guide. There's also a 3.5 millimeter to 6.35 millimeter adapter, the IEC power cord, and the topping RCA-16A remote. I will provide links in the description below for a deep dive into the specs of the A70. But the highlights are that the A70 is a fully balanced amplifier that can output up to 17 watts at 16 ohms and 12.6 watts at 32 ohms. This can work in standalone mode or in preamp mode. There's also the new Aurora interface that perfectly matches the D70 DAC. It comes with the Tangkula module, and that's a 3-stage feedback circuit that can provide up to 147 dB of dynamic range. There is a ground lift switch to combat ground loop noise. Oh, the R2R volume control offers a satisfying click when you adjust the volume. As far as the size, the A70 and D70 are the same dimension, 8.74 inches by 6.93 by 1.89 inches. The price? On APOS today, $424.15. On the front is a full color display, the menu control, the input control, the home page control, the 4-pin XLR output, a 4.4 millimeter headphone output, and the 6.35 millimeter headphone output. And the volume control can act as an off and on switch. It is a multi-function switch. Now, let's look at the back. From left to right is an extender input, balanced right and left XLR inputs, RCA inputs, RCA outputs, right and left XLR outputs, a 12-volt trigger, the lift and ground switch, and USB port for firmware updates, and the IEC power connection and power off and on. The new Aurora interface is easy to work with, so let's go over the settings. The menus are clearly laid out, and you can adjust the brightness, high and low gain, adjust the output mode to headphone amp or headphone amp and preamp mode, send output to all outputs or to individual ones. The advanced menu provides for safe volume mode and turning the remote off and on, and the ability to customize the multifunction button on the amp. The remote is the usual topping remote. Starting at the top is the off and on button, mute. In the middle, the adjust volume up and down, as well as switching inputs. The A button is for all the output mode, and B is for individual outputs. C1 and C2 is where you can save customized settings. At the bottom is for high and low gain, and the bottom right button is for brightness. You know, there's a lot I really like about the A70, and here's just some of the things I really learned to appreciate. I like the multiple headphone outputs, the ability to use several at the same time. I really like the virtual VU meters, and when you have both the D70 and A70, you can have quite the show to watch. The build quality is pretty impressive with both the D70 and A70 with this metal construction. The pure ease of use, and you can have both these up and running 10-15 minutes thanks to the Aurora interface. I really like the R2R volume control with this nice audible click. The volume knob itself feels like plastic, however I don't think it's metal, which would be a welcome improvement in the future. So let's talk about the sound. How does the D70 Pro Octo sound with the A70 Pro amp? For sources, I used an iPad Pro with Apple Music and the Weem Pro for digital streaming. A few selections this time was Ahmed Jamal's Emerald City Nights. My favorite track is Major Adjustments. The piano is so amazingly well defined and articulate. The bass was deep and fast, just really immersive sound. Another album was Black Sabbath's Paranoid, and the title track was, well, to describe it in one word, intense. The Pratt, that's your bass, rhythm, and timing. Just get your toes tapped. And if you want a real treat, listen to Iron Man. It's just incredible. It just blew me away. It's outstanding. I should mention my headphones were the Aria Organics, by the way. Another worthy mention is, okay, if you're in the mood for more cowbell, from Blue Oyster Cult's Agent of Fortune album, Don't Fear the Reaper. I just saw Will Ferrell on Saturday Night Live. I'm sorry, folks. It really was incredible. It's just like they were performing inside of your head. A bass is well controlled and dampened with the A70. Mid-range is well defined, perhaps maybe just a bit warm. Treble, I think, is neutral. It's not overly bright. It's not pulled back. Imaging is on point, keeping everything squarely centered in your head, and that's the way headphones work. In conclusion, the D70 Pro Octo combined with the A70 Pro is an amazing combination given its current price, whether you're using it with desktop hi-fi, a computer, streamer, gaming, or a TV via the Octo's optical port. The pair will prove to be a solid investment in your listening experience for years to come. Well, that's it. That's my review of the topping D70 Pro Octo and the topping A70 Pro headphone preamp and headphone amp stack. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.